And welcome back to part 2 of What If Goku and Raditz went to Earth and were raised as brothers. So, someone brought up something that I just checked on to confirm. Broly is actually 5 years older than Goku. So he's actually 17, which puts him well within Bulma's range for a boyfriend. So actually, I do need to, luckily we're only on part 2, so I can backtrack a little bit and change some things up if I need to. But I had to confirm that little fact, and I did. We left off with them basically about to meet the Desert Bandit Yamcha. So to just backtrack real quick, Bulma probably would find Broly kind of a rough, tough, handsome guy. But again, also being pretty innocent and all that, she would, and naive. The flirting wouldn't necessarily work on him the best, although he probably would, being the first girl of his age group to have regular contact with, probably still be pretty, attracted to her on some level. He's just not used to this. So really, Lil has changed to the point where, anything drastic happened in the story. It's just that we have an older Broly that Bulma's probably, kind of interested in. So when meeting with the whole Yamcha incident, Goku and Broly are probably extremely hungry. Yamcha comes in. Broly is pretty quick to deal with him. Because Goku's probably, he can tell Goku's just hungry and they need food. Oolong sets up the house. They all fall asleep. Yamcha comes in. They all basically, nothing changes in that scenario except for the fact that Broly is Broly and that Bulma is probably, trying to flirt with him on points. You get the whole Boss Carrot thing, which I think is easily taken care of. Again, Broly and Goku easily dealing with that. And then there's the Fire Mountain scenario, where they have to go get Roshi's help for Fire Mountain. Now, I think Broly stays with Bulma to keep her safe and to protect her from the prettiness of Oolong. Goku, goes off, meets Chi-Chi, saves Chi-Chi, she grabs his tail and is like, sorry. And obviously they get Roshi to do the Kamehameha, which was really cool. Now, I didn't point out this fact, but it is very possible that Goku and Broly both have learned the Kamehameha from Gohan. We know Goku learned it very quickly. Broly would probably be the same. But I can see Roshi use it, and Roshi's is still more powerful than Goku's by a good margin. Because Roshi's still more powerful than Goku by a good margin. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that's what it was. I can do that too. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Kamehameha. And all of a sudden, a real beam pops out, and he blasts he just throws off to the sky just to show it off. Like, I don't believe it. Wait a minute. That Gohan showed you how to do that, didn't he? Like, yeah, but to think, you mastered a move it took me 50 years to master. I assume your brother can use that technique too. And it's like, oh yeah, Broly is way stronger than mine, but that's because he's way stronger than me. I'm gonna get there someday, Joe. Just you wait. I'm sure you will. Unbelievable. And so there's that. Goku eventually goes off and rejoins with Broly in the group. The statement of, well, maybe I could be your wife someday or whatever, is I wanted a wife. I thought a wife was something to eat. I think Goku knows what a wife is here. And Goku being a kid and just to get not very wise to these things, but at least a little bit more in the know, isn't immediately attracted to Chi-Chi because she's a 12-year-old around the same age as he is, for God's sake. He's just not immediately attracted to her. So it's like, I don't know about that. Goku's also kind of dense and a little blunt, so he kind of just unintentionally turns her down pretty harshly without meaning to, but still. I think he'd be a little unintentionally cruel. It's like, but Goku. It's like, Goku. She's now just like pining for him. My Goku, you will be mine. And he's like, hey guys, and he eventually meets up. They find Pilaf, they're in the castle, all the traps. Broly and Goku are actually making quick work of things, but then they somehow wind up in the containment with the steel and the glass. Again, you didn't think to just shoot the glass with the Kamehameha or whatever. And they're just like, and Broly quickly glances, but then turns away. He's like, Goku, do not look up, or Kakarot, do not look up, or yeah, no, yeah, he's going by Goku in this one. Goku, do not look up. It's like, what? It's the moon. It's full. Oh man, it's like, what? We can't look at the full moon. It's we turn in. You see, we're not actually of this world. We're and they explain this to him, Bulma initially, but still, it's one of those things where they have to kind of just realize it. As we told you before, we're not actually human. We're a race known as the Saiyans. Our tails are a byproduct of our genetics, and if we look at the moon, we turn into the Ozaru, the great ape. Um, and so goes, but there might be a way, but we still probably have a way out of here. And then Broly just can't look up, and he just flies up because he can actually at this point I think Broly can fly on his own. Just boom and smash through because with a power level of 10,000 plus, like it's not very much higher than 10,000. He hasn't enough to really push him, but 10,000 plus, he just boom smashes right through this. All right, and then they fly off, stop Pilaf from using the Dragon Balls, and then just wish for the world's most comfortable pair of underwear. I still think Oolong does that. I was like, women's underwear, huh? And so they basically they part ways with Ball, although they give her a ride to Capsule Corp. I think they at least show her back home and say, "Oh, am I ever going to see you guys again? Especially you, Broly." And then Broly's like, "Maybe. Anything could happen in this crazy world." And Goku gets on the Nimbus. Broly flies off. They go back home to go on, and they regale him with their adventures. Like, man, that was quite an adventure you guys had there. It's a good thing you didn't look at the moon. That could have been really bad. Yes, thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandfather. Like, so what is it now? Not sure, really. I mean, I'd like to spend some time here, but spend some time at home. What about Master Roshi? He did offer to train you, after all. And I trust me, there's plenty more he can teach you than what I can teach you. After all, I learned everything I knew from him, but he probably didn't show me everything. It's worth a shot, isn't it, Goku? I suppose. So they spend a few days at home and then finally fly over to Master Roshi's, where they do meet Krillin. I finally found you, Master Roshi. Great. And then, well, I don't really take on more than one student at a time. However, I suppose I did offer. Tell you what, do something for me, and I'll train all three of you. And so, the whole finding the girl, finding launch thing happens, and she's firing the gun. Broly's just like, it's like, whoa, what the heck are you? Please don't shoot at us anymore. And so, and so their training begins. Roshi quickly realizes, though, Broly's strength is honestly well beyond his. He doesn't say it out loud. And that the training they're doing, it is good for Broly. It's clear his powers are way beyond what this training will do. Gohan and Krillin, on the other hand, are really benefiting from it. They're definitely benefiting from it. So he actually has another idea for Broly to go train with. There's an island there's an island not far away from my own, where there's a special weed. It's good for your health. I want you to go pick it. This will be your training. You want me to go pick a weed? Oh, come now. An ailing old man like myself needs all the vitamins he can get. Now, if you remember what I'm referring to, in the Super Anime, when Goku was recruiting Krillin, or when Krillin was just losing confidence in himself, Roshi sent him to this island, which apparently has some sort of hallucinogenic level of ability to it that causes you to relive your past enemies and stuff like that. Now, Broly doesn't really have that, but he does still have some traumas. So what ultimately ends up happening is he's fighting Saiyans, is what he's doing. He's fighting enemies of Saiyans, and even at one point there's a vision of a Frieza-like being. Like, this being can't take form because he never met Frieza, but in his head he's heard of Frieza and King Cold, so this being takes form, and he's training on the island there. Eventually he comes back when it's all said. It's like, you didn't need any wheeze, did you? Oh, I never said that, but I can tell your power. He just brings Broly there because he's also much older than Goku, so he's capable of handling things a bit differently, maturity-wise. It's like, your power, honestly, don't say this in front of the kids, but your power exceeds mine by mountains. I knew my training would not be any good for you, so I decided to do something different for you, Broly. truth be told, what I have planned coming up, can't have you participating in. It's important. It's important for them to. Well, it would be more like I'm going to need your help on this one, Broly. And he explains his plan. The reason he was Jackie Chun in the tournament was to make sure that they didn't win and get a big head, so they would always continue to improve and be humble. But with Broly there, Broly is already aware of how strong he is, but he can also tell that he's got a good head on his shoulders and he's very humble as it is. So Roshi wants him to basically be the Jackie Chun of the tournament. He's actually not going to participate. And so it's like, thank you, Master. No problem. By the way, Broly probably did get a little bit stronger from this training. He's maybe around 11,000 now. Not significantly stronger, but enough that he's actually increased his power to some degree. Goku and Krillin, however, Goku is probably, thanks to the training between him, probably spars between Broly when he gets a chance, and Krillin, he might be pushing like his second Budokai levels at this point, like 180. So yeah, I might be pushing the 180 here on Goku right now because we know he went from 10 to 100,000 canon wise. That's a 10 times increase. I don't think we're gonna see a 10 time increase to 1,000 here, but honestly, like 180 to maybe even 200, I think that's reasonable. And because Goku's as strong as he is, that pushes Krillin to be a bit stronger too. So when you actually get to the Budokai, Goku blitzes through his foes a lot quicker in this version. And I'm trying to remember who went up against two here. He went up against the Jiren, the monster, the dragon thing. Krillin went up against Bacterian. Who was Yamcha in the tournament? Who was it that Roshi went up against? Was it the Wolfman or something? I can't remember. But Broly beats that guy down. So then it would be Krillin and Broly against each other. Krillin is, like I said, strong in this version, but he's never realized how strong Broly actually is because Broly's never flexed it. Broly probably keeps his power relatively suppressed, like maybe at about a tenth of what it actually is. That still puts him at 1,100 in power, which dwarfs anyone in Dragon Ball at that time. Like the strongest individual in Dragon Ball when you get to the end of the series is Goku, and that's assuming you add like Kamehamehas and stuff like that on there. With the Kamehameha, he might have been like 700 or something like that. People imply like it's hard to say where the power is. I think it's like 260 is the ultimate, like where his power stopped. At least that's where I usually see it, but maybe that's not the case. Who knows? Woo. Moved my keyboard a bit. Anyway, like even Goku at full power, even Goku Saiyan Saga would not be able to beat Broly as he is, as suppressed. But Krillin does his best. And it even manages, I think, to get one like lucky shot in. I imagine his power level is maybe close to 100 at this point, whereas he wasn't quite as strong as Goku, I think, in the initial. So he gets one lucky shot in on Broly who barely feels it. But I give you credit, Krillin. You've gotten stronger. Keep getting stronger. I look forward to fighting you again. And it just takes him down. So Goku and him square off in the finals. Goku's just like, It's like, come on, little brother, let's see what you got. And Goku's doing everything he can. The after images, crazy monkey technique, flying with his tail. Unfortunately, he does accidentally gaze at them. He's like, no, Goku, don't. And it's like, no, darn it, Goku. But Broly, though, does go to a higher level of power, about 50%. Again, doesn't need to go full power at all. That's 5,500 right there. That's more than enough to take care of a 2,000 Goku. And just boom, just knocks out this monkey form. It's like, sorry about that. Sorry about that. And Goku is defeated, ultimately. And it's like, oh, man, bro, I can't beat you. I still have male GP, but you've gotten a lot stronger. I can tell. And I was like, keep getting stronger. And by the way, Goku would probably get a Zenkai from that. Which most likely would put him power-wise now, 250, roughly speaking. So that would mean that, Broly gets the prize money, gives it to Gohan. Say, why, thank you. Oh, I don't really need your money, but I appreciate it. Broly, you were so awesome. It's like, oh, thanks, Bulma. Here, and you're so civilous, giving your money, treating us all to a dinner like that. Yes. Actually, I think that's what Broly would honestly do. He's like, and you deserve another prize. She gives him a kiss on the cheek, and he's like, he's blushing and smiling. Oh, well, thank you. I very much enjoyed that reward. And she's like, oh yeah, he's mine. Like, yeah. Towards Yamcha, who I believe was there. It's like, but I like Bulma. Of course, his whole fear of women kind of made that a little difficult. I'm glad he got over that, but we don't talk about that character growth of Yamcha very much. The fact that he actually got over his massive fear of women. Good for him. Sadly, he wound up single, although I'm sure he's probably had his fair share of ladies ever since Bulma dumped him. Because he's a good athlete. He's a baseball player, and they get a lot. They have their own followings. I'm sure Yamcha's had a fair few ladies in his day, or fellas, whatever his preference is. Who cares? Maybe he goes both ways. You don't know. Yeah. That would lead us into the Red Ribbon Army arc, which would be interesting because there's not really any need for them to go after the 4-star Dragon Ball at all. Like there's no Goku wanted it because it was his keepsake of his grandfather, but there's no real reason for it in this version. So the Red Ribbon Army kind of goes under the radar for a little bit until I think they learn of the Dragon Radar and they go after Bulma, who might have been visiting Roshi at that time, but I don't know. There's a scenario where they could honestly be going after her at her own nostalgic Capsule Corp. To which, Goku and Broly being friends with Bulma at this point, maybe just hanging out with her at one point. And the Red Ribbon Army show up, and, they fire the guns, and Bulma and Goku and Broly are just like, why the heck are you doing that? It's like, what? And they just come in and just blitz the Red Ribbon Army. And more or less what happens is they've now been drawn to the fight. General Blue's paralysis technique might be a little bit of a problem, but even then, Goku is at that point a lot stronger. And Broly at that point is much stronger. Could easily just take him out. Mercenary Tao, there's no real there's no real threat against them for that. Against them with Mercenary Tao. They beat the living crap out of him and probably waste them too. I think they still do the Corn's Lookout thing, though. I still think they go up there to climb up Goku and him, quickly get through Korra's training, which Broly doesn't do much, but probably gives him a little boost. Broly might be like at 11.2 or something like that. And Goku might actually be at a nice, reasonable, 270, I think. Maybe even going on 300. So that would then lead us into the next Budokai, which again, Broly decides, I think, does Broly decide to, well, he's the champion. He has to participate. So he, again, doing his thing. Goku's now starting to grow faster than Broly for obvious reasons. To the point where Broly and Tien try to fight, and he just beats the living crap out of Tien, but they also make a comment on the fact is look, Tao is a mercenary, tried to kill us, all that. And you know what? We did what we had to do. He was going to hurt innocent people, and we hurt friends of ours. We were not going to allow that to happen. So, yeah. Sorry it happened. And basically, we know that Tien ultimately came to the good side because it was basically Shin and Chaozu messing up his match with Goku. And I think that would actually happen where they could pretty much tell Broly eclipses Tien in terms of power, but then Chaozu's getting involved, giving him the stomach problems. Tien's wailing on him a bit. Thankfully, because of his power, it's not hurting too much, but it is doing something. I think this is where Tien's basically finally okay, whatever. No, I'm going to forge my own path here, win or lose. And he's going all out against Broly, but it just doesn't mean anything. Broly, now that there's no cheating going on, they give him the roll, Kamehameha, does his Kamehameha, and Broly's just boom, just takes it, just takes the blast head on. It's like, it was a good blast, Etienne. You're pretty strong, but it's over, and just drops him. So again, it's Goku versus Broly, and again, it goes about the same. No Moon, obviously, this time. Goku may have climbed a bit higher in terms of power, but he still gets his shit kicked in by Broly. And remember, Goku's going to give it his all. So he's going to get his shit kicked in and his teeth kicked in, which means he's going to probably get another Zenkai. This one would probably, and I mean a pretty thorough Zenkai, I wouldn't be surprised to put him at a nice 400 at this point. A really good Zenkai, which quickly leads us into the King Piccolo arc. Broly and Goku are busy just, celebrating. Krillin goes to get his power pole. Goku comes back, finds him dead. And, it's like, yeah, Krillin! Tambourine is the responsible party. He's still hungry, but I think he manages to beat Tambourine. This is where something very drastic is going to change here, where the martial artists are being attacked. Piccolo sends, drum after Broly, and it fails miserably. It's like, So basically, when going after, I believe they had the 4-star ball at that point. They had to find the Dragon Ball. King Piccolo himself comes in, and you know, um, and is about to attack Goku and Broly, but realizes very quickly both these guys, because he can sense power levels. Both these guys are way stronger. What the hell? Saying your reign is over, Piccolo. Wait, if you kill me, the Dragon Balls are finished. It's like, what? That's right. Dragon Balls are connected to me. Well, connected to Kami and me. And he gives them the truth. You want to know why I do this, where I come from, but allow me to give you my backstory, basically. and they explain it. And Kami is watching this, like, it's true. They're gonna have to use the Dragon Balls, because they use the Dragon Balls basically to bring everyone back. And Kami, I think this is where Kami actually gets involved. Basically because of the Mafuba technique. The Mafuba technique exists, but Kami's like, no, it's time for Piccolo. It's time for his threat to be over with, even if it means my threat is gone. I waited for you to use the Dragon Balls, and so you would have a chance to bring your allies back. But now it's time. Finish him and finish me. It's like, wait, where is he? It's like, wait, but if you're gone, that means the Dragon Balls. Yes, the Dragon Balls were meant to be a source of hope, but they brought far more strife than I have ever intended. I apologize for everything that has happened here. And they're just debating this, and Roshi's back alive, and debating this thing. It's like, and it's like. But if that happens again, if we need Dragon Balls again, what will happen? What will we do? And they're doing everything they can. They're thinking about it and just trying to debate it over. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, this is so well. Oh well, I have the time. Perhaps I can. And basically, he's trying to get away. And all of a sudden, he is like, you're not going anywhere this time. Muffin, both Tien and Roshi together. Mafuba, as they become like, what? Mafuba! Like, you think this, damn it? You think this will hold me? Not, I'll get out. I got out last. I'll get out again. No, this time you won't. Kami, I know you don't want. Kami, why don't you keep him safe? Don't kill him. To which, Kami's like, are you certain about this? With the Dragon Ball, maybe one day the Dragon Balls won't be needed, but for right now, they're important. They not only give hope, but they give us a way to fight back against our enemies. So for right now, keep him sealed. If the time comes where you feel you need to get rid of him, so be it. But don't give your life away just because you're tired of your other, just because you can't hide your evil. Just because your evil is strong doesn't mean you need to die for it, or something like that. And guys like, yeah, you're wise beyond your years, Roshi. Which, when you think about it, Roshi and Kami are actually near the same age. It seems even an old timer can give some wisdom to another old timer. So, you know how it goes. I thank you both for keeping the threat of Piccolo at bay. So and then they talk about when the next tournament is in just next 3 years. Like, as a thank you, I'll offer you training. It's like, go with him. If Kami's as old and as wise as I am, if not wiser, there's a lot you can learn from him. And so, but Broly, and it's like, well, when am I going to see you again? It's like, well, we'll see you at the next tournament. Trust me. And Broly's just like, Broly's gone to really like Bulma too, and she's like, oh, it's like, Broly's like, I don't know how to do this. Like, he's like, trust me. And he actually legitimately kisses her, and she's like, he's like, I got my man. And Broly's like, I'll see you again. It's like, bro, come on, bro. It's like, come on, you'll like it someday, Goku. Or you'll get there someday, Goku. So they go and train with Kami and Popo, and Kami's lookout for the next 3 years. And so that's where we're going to be leaving off part 2 of this What If. Where it's going to go from here, now that there is no Piccolo that we know of, he's sealed away, Kami's still there, Dragon Balls are still there. What's going to happen? Well, you're going to actually probably see some changes a bit. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, who wants to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know if there's a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.